Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and whatever else you want to call yourself. We have stories, we have news, and trust me, the name I gave to this stream applies far too well. This is your only, and I do stress this, your only warning. It gonna get loud in here. So, Nomad, anything you would like to elucidate upon us? In English, go on, you'll go.
Today, today is 9/11.
It is.
All
Mm-hmm.
right,
Mm-hmm.
and here in Tucson, I had to take my son to work. And what do I see? I see a frickin' Mexican truck with Mexican truck plates flying frickin' Mexican flags. F you. Go back to your freaking hellhole of a homeland. You know, where AMLO, all right, has now freaking seized control and ordered the National Guard to be part of the military because the gangs are killing people at freaking will down there and the cartels are running. How dare you fly those flags, all right, in this country on 9/11? F you.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now that we got the Mexicans out of the way.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but right.
You know, I'm gonna get bitten for this one, and okay, I know I am, and I'm possibly even gonna get shouted at, so it makes it more fun. But y'all do know that it wasn't the Mexicans in charge of those planes, right?
I don't care. This is not the
Okay,
time
just-
to be sitting there going, "Look, I'm a Mexican in your country." What'd you do? Freaking run the border illegally? How many? What are you? One of the freaking coyotes? I don't want to sit up there and tolerate something like that in this country at this point, right? Use some freaking
Finally,
common
I support
sense.
you. I actually support what you're saying there. Okay, totally.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Yep.
just making sure that, because after all, the way you said that was as though you were blaming the Mexicans for 9/11. And I get what you're saying. And yes, unfortunately, lots of people died. You have all of my sympathies, even though I'm a Brit. And to put it bluntly, it's two bloody buildings. But the bit that pisses me off with all this, because I'm taking a free moment because I can, is the fact they built a bloody mosque or whatever it was where the 9/11 site was.
They tried.
Really?
They did. They tried to. They didn't actually. They
I
weren't actually
thought they
allowed to
actually
do it.
succeeded.
No.
Oh, thank that. Okay,
But
all right,
personally,
cool.
and it was more than two buildings that were hit. But that's a separate issue.
Yeah, I know.
All right. But the thing is with this bullshit
Hmm.
is there was a guy. Also, I saw a guy, with the red, white, and blue, and also the blue stripe flag, right?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Support the blue flag today, which is fine. But if you don't have any more self-awareness and realize what this means to America, get the hell out of our country. Don't come back. I don't want you here. I don't want you here. Now, you want to sit up there and talk about, why, there's nothing wrong with it. No, you're a Mexican. If you want to be a Mexican, go to Mexico. Why are you here? You want to be a Mexican? Go out there and fix your country. Your corrupt freaking hellhole of a pit where you're bitching because Americans are moving in. All right, down there in Mexico City. Go F yourselves. If you don't want Americans in Mexico City, hey, I'm all for it. Tell them stupid sons of bitches to get out. Because they might have a problem coming back to America because they don't want to be American citizens either, which I still got a problem with them as well. But if you want to sit up there and try and fly your freaking flags in this country, don't do it on 9/11. You want to talk about Mexican pride? Fine, I understand it. But you can take a freaking day off. This goes back to something else that it just frosts me. It just freaking frosts me. Okay? When you talk about love of country, what have you ever done to sacrifice for the nation? You can't even sacrifice shutting your mouths, all right, to let us get something done. No, you gotta be sitting up there bitching away and pissing on America, you friggin' leftists. Every chance you get, you take your opportunity to piss on this country. That's how you show love? By bitching about it at every opportunity? You can't even sacrifice a little bit of your time to shut your mouth? Or am I missing something?
No, but I would like to make a little point.
We still haven't done any stories yet.
I know. Do you bet that I can't get another rant out of him? Pretty much straight away. Are you ready?
Go for it. Go for it.
Nomad, just imagine if you're watching TV later and Jon Stewart is doing a thing about 9/11. I'm going to step to one side and my mission is complete.
That freaking fraud. All you freaking supporters of Jon Stewart, that guy is nothing but a freaking fraud. Oh, we gotta do something about New York. We gotta sit up there and the government's gotta come and pay because of the towers and everything. You owe us. Meanwhile, this freaking fraud is going, Bessie the cow. I've got to save Bessie the cow with my money. I got millions and millions of dollars to spend on Bessie the cow. We got billions of dollars to spend on abortion rights. But no. The people who died and the victims of 9/11, well, that's the government's. That's the federal government. That's you people who went out there and served in Iraq and served overseas in the sandbox. That's your responsibility to pay for that. Okay? No. It's not my responsibility. I got Bessie the cow to take care of.
Like I said, I think I succeeded there. What do you think?
Yeah, well, the mention of cows, he's really milking it, isn't he?
Oh, really?
Oh. And while you're at it, take that other freaking fraud, Bill Maher, with you. That other freaking clown that has spit on this country every chance he gets, and now goes, but free speech. Go F yourselves. What have you ever done for free speech? When have you ever sacrificed for this nation? I hate to tell you people this, but true love, when you truly love something, you make sacrifices for it. You don't just sit up there and walk around spitting on it with your damn hands out. Or is this too freaking difficult a concept, all right, for you to accept?
I thought that Bill Maher, again, I could be making a mistake. I thought Bill Maher was actually turning away from the left. I'm not saying he's going right. I'm just saying turning away.
He started catching so much flack, he just turned right around and started bitching about America's military. Did a whole freaking rant about how the United States has aircraft carriers that are just spewing oil because the climate change is going to kill us all. And not even understanding the idea that, aircraft carriers in America are run by nuclear power, moron. All right, but our jets are spewing things. Well, so we should just pull our jets out because we know the Russians will. We know the Chinese will just turn their jets off, right? You freaking clown! I wasn't gonna.
Not wrong, though. But I think you should take a slight breath there, sir, and then prepare and I find some amusing to say, first story.
Okay, let's go on to first story. You ready for the first story, everybody? We'll start off the first story here. It's not a happy story. It's just the first story. Yeah. Okay. Queen Elizabeth II's coffin takes a long road through Scotland. Edinburgh, Scotland. Queen Elizabeth's flag-draped coffin slowly proceeded through the rugged Scottish countryside Sunday on a final day's journey from her beloved Balmoral Castle to London. Mourners packed bridges and city streets and lined rural roads and highways, some tossing flowers to honor the monarch who reigned for 70 years. The hearse drove past piles of bouquets and other tributes as it led a 7-car cortege. I don't know what the hell that means. Right, from Balmoral, where the Queen died on Thursday at age of 96, for a 6-hour trip through the Scottish towns to Holyrood House Palace in Edinburgh. All right, the late Queen's coffin was draped in the royal standard for Scotland, and topped with a wreath made of flowers from the estate, including sweet peas, one of the Queen's favorites.
Mm-hmm.
So now, am I missing something here because I don't see the rest of the vehicles? Right? As part of the retinue or whatever retinue, how you call it.
Retinue.
All right.
Yes. It's okay. Bloody colonials. I can't even speak good English.
I know.
Retinue is French. Okay, just to let you know.
No. He's correct. We stole it.
All right.
Yeah.
So if I can't speak, don't bitch at me if I'm not speaking English correctly. What is a French freaking word?
It's an English word now. We stole it.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So we'll still bitch. We'll still bitch.
Okay.
No, we didn't steal. We honorably took it in combat.
Yeah.
What's with the goat?
Goat is actually their pet is probably the best way of putting it. It actually has a position in the force. And before you give it too weird a look, Marines also do quite similar, I've heard. And I do mean the American Marines, not the real ones.
I've heard. Very good.
So basically, this is the mascot of this unit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
That's fine.
The pet.
Just curious, because it's decked out like it's something to do with your pomp and procession and traditions. And I'll be honest with you, I don't understand. This is okay if this is just a part of that. I get that. I just don't get all of your traditions.
Okay, hold right there, because you do your own version of that. All right. You guys at the Super Bowl, I seem to remember they used to have like the marching bands where the Marines would come out and do like rifle tossing and whatnot.
Yes.
So, what's the difference between that and what we do? Not actually that much.
No, I'm not disparaging it. I'm just didn't know if there was something else about the goat as far as the Queen went.
No, it is purely mascot, or at least to the best of my knowledge, it is.
Can I ask a question? Why isn't the Union Jack on here? Or the
right,
Union flag.
The flag.
Thank you. Yes,
flag.
it is not
the British
Union
flag.
Jack. It's only the Union Jack on a naval vessel.
Okay, whatever. Why isn't the British flag over her coffin? Why is it the Scottish flag?
I can tell you why, because that's not a Scottish flag. That is the English flag of the Royals. It's actually got it's got Scotland as part of it because of the lions. It's also got 3 lions of Britain. I believe it's got something of Wales, but I can't remember.
Is that the dragon? Sorry. The dragon here?
No, it might well be, but equally that could also be one of the royal animals. Because nowadays we actually have the lion for us and this part's funny. The unicorn for the Scottish. Just remember what the unicorn is meant to be, and Scotland. Try and put that in the same sentence.
And you're driving a Mercedes. Don't you have like plenty of? I mean, Rolls Royce or something like that. Wouldn't that have been a better vehicle to pull the Queen out in?
Yes, it would.
Yes.
And by the way,
yes.
To be honest, Rolls Royce sucks dick. If you're going to do it, go for a Bentley.
Or a Bentley.
Yeah.
Sorry. Plus, I think it's called the Bentley Ambassador. It's got about a foot of armor on the underside of the vehicle.
Wow.
You know, it would be better if these guys were set up there and ordered to halt, right face, and then open fire.
No. They're the supporters. What you want to do that is when
I meant these guys, the little guys in the little yellow vests.
I'll butcher all of them. You have my complete support. Screw this. Support the blue.
Sorry,
shit. No,
I'm sorry.
Sorry,
Being a dick.
mate. We've got enough bad shit going on over here from the police. Cough, cough. Bradford. Cough, cough.
Yeah, I mean, which is a separate, which is a big problem in the issue here. You know? Yes, no, I understand that the people here are the crowds are in memorial and everything else. Kind of this.
Yeah.
This is the Welsh flag, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
What the hell is this?
An idiot wanting a republic and a Scottish flag.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can see it's Scottish Saltaire.
Yeah.
Republic.
Yes, there's actually. Prepare yourself for a bit of a chuckle here, and don't you dare go supporting them. There is actually a British Republican group, not a party, not yet, but they are supporters of the idea of getting rid of the monarchy and going to a American republic.
Yes.
You have to have a dedication to the rule of law to do that.
Yep.
In order to
Which,
create
by
it,
definition,
it won't mean
yeah.
you're going to keep it because we've given up on our rule of law too many.
Mm-hmm.
This is something.
Yeah.
This is obviously the Queen when she was very young. To be honest, I don't know why this picture isn't the one that's the most prominent. To be honest,
It is stroke was they just updated it as they went, unfortunately, because of the cough spit lefties who actually insisted that that actually modified her to a more accurate age. So even then,
William would do himself well here if he just threw an elbow.
yeah, but I have a
Whoa.
question. Okay, no, I have a question for you. Are you targeting the ginger twat or
No, ginger twat. Just to have him throw the elbow
Okay.
to say you screwed up and you know.
Yeah, no, I thought
I'll be honest with you. It would be a throwdown fight and he'd probably lose. but it might be worth it.
Now, here's my concept, okay? Because of their brother thing, he throws his elbow, but what's his face steps back, and you see Meghan Markle turn, look at his elbow going straight towards the face, and a big ass smile on everybody.
No. I think the king could probably take Markle. Just let that go. You know, kind of a la the whole thing with what the hell was that damn movie with Jane Curtin and Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah.
Where she's beating Tia Carrera in the car. Want one, Biff? How about two?
I don't think I know that one. Cool.
No, I can't remember that film either.
It was quite worrying because you're at least at the age.
True Lies.
Yeah,
I think it's True Lies, right? Where he's a spy.
That might well be.
Mm.
That was definitely one of the. Oh yeah, and those sorts of films. To be honest.
All right. Who are all these people?
Yeah. According to Six, they're True Lies. So okay. All right. Let's have a look. Who are these bloody people? Right. In with a white floppy thing on his head. He's, I believe, the Royal Mayor of London. And before you start going, he's not Steve Khan, the Royal Mayor of London, not just.
Khan is not even a part of this, is he? You don't even see him here.
Nope.
Okay. I'm now going to actually be arguing a racism thing. Do you see any black faces there? Any, including in the background?
Nope.
The answer is no.
Nope. Nope.
Okay.
What does that actually say about us English? I mean, honestly. And don't you dare say the truth. Don't you dare. And I know you. Oh, please deny that you wasn't thinking that.
With all due respect to your country, how many black people do you frickin' have on the island in comparison to the number of white people? We have a downside for them a lot more than you do. Trust me.
Oh my good God, yes. No, I absolutely agree with you there.
Okay, we have approximately 13% of our population is quote unquote African American. We're black. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's about 8, roughly.
That's like that's close to 40 million people. Okay. All right, just so you understand. Okay. when they talk about the diversity in the United States, all right, we've got approximately 20% are quote unquote Hispanic or a Hispanic origin. We've
Yes.
got 6% are Asian, and when we say Asian, we're talking Far East like China and Japanese. Okay. I don't know how many Indians we have because the Indians didn't really come to America for whatever reason. We don't know why.
I reckon it's because they heard what you were doing to the Indians at the time.
It very
Maybe.
well could be. Because Native Americans make up less than 1%, I think. to be harsh, but it's true.
Yeah. I'm gonna say it, all right. And this part.
Okay,
marks me as
so
bad
who's this
person.
guy in the little French cape looking thing?
Ah.
Tell me that doesn't look French.
Yeah. Basically, they are. Okay, right. They are basically like the councillors and things like that of Royal London. Word
Okay, I don't know what.
Obviously,
She's the only one who
Go on.
looks like she wants to beat somebody with a stick. I don't know who this person is, but she's like, "Come on, try it." Am I wrong? She's the only one ready to whack somebody.
only two of them have what could be classed as a weapon. One is the guy that you defined as French, and the other one's her. So, assassination attempt?
And this guy here is, I assume, something to do with the judiciary,
Yes.
the royal court.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Probably chief justiciar or something similar. Okay.
This isn't a good look for whoever this is. All right, everyone else is facing the road. You're laying down. This is something I'd do, right? They drove by. Oh shit, I missed it.
Yeah, pretty much. I understand.
Maybe she's trying to get a tan.
Yeah.
This person's not white.
No, I will remind you, we invaded India,
Right. This person
and I don't know if you know about this, TC, but apparently there is an absolute brainstormer of the dude that actually put a complaint about England, calling us colonizers all the way through, as per usual. Yeah, everything. And then arguing that we should have actually stayed in India and helped them against the Pakistanis.
Oh, for goodness sakes. Oh, they're going to accuse us of being colonised and then insist that we stay there. Like, what a contradiction.
No, it's better, mate. All right?
Okay.
These same idiots are actually blaming Queen Elizabeth as a colonist.
Yeah,
and a slave trader.
She's ready to stop the hordes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. I'm done.
No,
I'm gone. I'll catch you again. No.
Dude, I understand. But to be fair, she basically blocks the street by just standing in it on her own. Yeah, I'm being as polite as I can there.
Can I ask? Let me go back to this thing.
Oh, so,
all right.
I said she was trying to do. Sorry.
Go on.
Sunglasses? Really? You're gonna sit up there and have sunglasses?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Really? Everyone else is like, no. This jackass. Oh, I'm gonna have mirrored sunglasses. Don't I look cool? No, you look like a moron. Okay.
It is not the 80s anymore, dude. Let it go.
No, I was just going to say to that woman that's standing in the middle of the street that you described, Jenson. So she was trying to do a Tiananmen Square then with the tanks.
Mate.
I can't say that you guys queue up really well. You guys do.
No.
But Americans would have pushed those gates down a long time ago.
Nomad, there's two things that the British can do. We can A, bitch and moan, and we can queue. Preferably putting both things together, okay? It's just what the British do. What can I say? That is what we are.
Yeah. Shirati saying, hey, what if that guy was blind? Wearing the sunglasses.
What's he out there trying to observe? With all due respect, you're out there in the
That
crowd
is
to,
true.
to watch
That
the
is- yep.
procession. That's like Braille in a zoo. Okay? Just put it out there. Braille cards on the zoo animals that are doing it. And folks, that's a thing here. Just to let you know.
Speak of the devil.
She will appear.
Hmm.
We now find out the truth, ladies and gentlemen. TC
Yes.
is a
Not to
summoner.
watch, to remember the queen. Thank you very much.
That's okay. And thank you, Shirati. Okay.
Yeah, the lying in state is a thing here in the United States. We do things a little differently when our heads of state die. All right.
Yeah.
But it's similar in a certain regard. Okay. Yes, there are processions that are similar to this in a manner of speaking, but in the big part of the procession is in D.C., where the casket is loaded onto a caisson. All right, and then driven to the Capitol on the caisson, or ridden to the Capitol, however you do it, from a horse, where the horse goes in there, and then they lie in state for a number of days. All right.
Yeah, I should point out that Her Majesty will be lying in state. I think it's 5 days in Scotland, then another 5 days just in Edinburgh itself, then moving down to London.
Now, Balmoral is Balmoral in Scotland?
Yes.
Yes.
Is it a nice area? I mean, I've heard Balmoral, but I don't know anything about it.
It depends. Are you the sort of person, and actually, for you, the answer is no. It will, and I guarantee this, it will be cold. But it is a beautiful area, green, trees, rivers, and trust me on that statement, and deer and other animal wildlife. Obviously, about the most dangerous thing there are the royals, and no, I'm not joking with that. Okay, all right. We're talking about royalty, so sod it. I'm going to do it anyway.
The wildlife, absolutely gorgeous, but there's royals there, so it sucks.
Fair point. Right. Apparently, the Queen was chatting with the Prince of Saudi. Or sorry, him in charge of Saudi Arabia.
The Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia.
That's the puppy. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never understood that about the Saudi politics. The king is the king, but he doesn't make any decisions. All right, the person in charge of Saudi Arabia is the Crown Prince. And when the king dies, the Crown Prince is no longer the Crown Prince. He's now the king, and then somebody else becomes in charge. I've never understood that.
It just gets turned to a figurehead. Right. No, point is, he was up in Balmoral visiting Her Majesty, and she said, "Would you like to go and visit the lands? Have a little look around. We'll go for a little drive." So he goes out, gets in the Land Rover. And so does she, except she gets in the driving seat and just drives off like an absolute freaking lunatic. And by the way, she used to drive like an absolute lunatic when she wanted to. Now, I remind you that women drivers in Saudi Arabia, would you like to imagine the absolute terror this poor sod is going through as she is belting round corners and probably not slowing down whatsoever?
So basically, Cruella de Vil.
That's your fair statement. I can't say he's wrong.
Oh my God. Onto the story that Sherardi has brought us.
Yes.
Texas teacher on administrative leave after telling students to call pedophiles minor attracted persons. The El Paso Independent School District was made aware of an incident early last week and launched an investigation leading to the board to vote to terminate the teacher on Tuesday. Why did it take till Tuesday to terminate this woman? Okay, however you want to take it. Or I'm assuming it's a woman. I'm assuming it's a woman. All right.
I'll make this statement now. My version of terminating that involves putting them down. Here, look at the pretty flowers. Do I need to be more subtle than this?
Mm.
A teacher,
That's my opinion.
a teacher in the El Paso, Texas, is on administrative leave facing termination after she told, so it was a woman, all right, students to call pedophiles minor attracted persons in an incident that was captured on video and shared on social media, according to the school, the city schools district. In an 18-second clip, the Franklin High teacher can be heard telling students to stop calling them that. You're not allowed to label people like that. All right, we're not going to call them that, the teacher is heard saying in a video. We're going to call them MAPs, all right, minor attracted persons. So don't judge people because they want to have sex with a 5-year-old. Put her down.
Click, bang.
All right,
I thought they were the same thing.
put her down. All right, put her down with prejudice. All right, this is the kind of person, and this is a school. This is a teacher.
No.
And she did this knowing full well, all right, that the rest of the quote unquote adult teachers know this is her position.
Mm-hmm.
You need
Just
to
a
terminate.
question.
You need to terminate every single member of this high school, all right, for cause. Either A, they agree with this nitwit, or B, they're not willing to stand up against it.
Would you Americans like to borrow the Royal Mace to give her a good bashing? Sure, we'll hand it out. For this, we will hand it out.
We
all
don't.
right?
We don't need maces. We have things called cattle prods that we need to start utilizing once again. That was one of the things that the leftists went out of their way to remove is cattle prods because it's too dangerous to the cattle. No, the reason they wanted cattle prods removed is because we wouldn't use it on them. All right, because we will.
Cattle prod lives matter. Just saying.
Right?
No, I still think itching powder than the catapod.
I like that.
But no, seriously, I thought MAPs and paedophiles, I thought they were basically the same thing. Seriously.
Fair point. Doku would like to borrow the Royal Warhammer. I'll have a word, mate.
Then we have this next story. Because if it was just the teachers, it wouldn't be a problem. No. More than 150 people arrested in a Florida sex sting. Georgia cop resigns. Among those arrested in the sex sting were 2 Disney employees, a state corrections officer, several teachers, all right, and a deputy police chief in Georgia. The sexting operation in Florida led to 160 arrests of sex workers and those who solicit their services, including a top cop from Georgia, Polk County Sheriff's Office announced Friday. The week-long sting called Operation Fall Hall 2 was designed to find victims of sex trafficking, the sheriff's office said. Investigators discovered at least 2 sex trafficking victims during the operation, and there could be potentially more, according to the Sheriff Grady Judge. The goal is to start services the moment that they are taken into custody. Start services, all right, and treat them as for the victims, right? Not as suspects in a criminal event, all right? Among those arrested in the operation were 2 Disney employees. Now, it's been over the past few years they've done these operations. Over the past 3 years or 4 years, they've been doing these operations. How come every single time they go on one of these mass grabs, they're grabbing Disney employees?
The answer to that is Matt has already given the answer. Disney, eh? It's always exactly who you would suspect.
Right.
Because let's be honest, even before Disney had this absolute crap show it's dealing with, people used to truly believe that it was, pedo village, to put it bluntly.
These people...
if you didn't...
No. This is obvious. It's becoming quite obvious what these people have been doing. They're trying to normalize, all right, pedophiles. That's what they've been doing for decades. And Disney is infested with these people.
Yes.
Don't buy Disney. Don't subscribe to Disney Plus. Don't give these people any kind of money, because what they'll do with it is try to indoctrinate children and pedophilia and get it normalized, because that is their goal. And for all the people who go, well, LGBT, not all LGBTQ, whatever the hell you want to talk about, is like that. No, all of them are like that. Okay, I say that because that's what the leadership of those movements have been doing. You can't come back and say, oh, it's about just gays, wanting to have marriage with other gays. It was never about that.
Mm-hmm.
Or you wouldn't be running around, oh, we got to have Pride Month. Would you? If it was just about getting married to other gays, you have no reason to have Pride Month anymore now, do you? It's not about that. It's about normalizing it and telling everybody else to suck it up and accept the fact that there are perverts running around and they can be as perverted as they want to be. That's been the goal of these movements. I realize that doesn't apply to every gay out there or whatever. But your movement is led by these people. Now, either you take your movement back away from these people, or I'm going to include you when you support them. It's the way it is. Or shouldn't I do that? Am I wrong?
No, I'm just going to point out, I think we can safely say this is an opinion that you hold quite strongly.
I think you're a dick.
You always do, dear.
You
Wow.
can't be nice to these people. You got to call it out for what it is. I'm not
Mhm.
wrong with any of the statements that I said.
No, I'm just pointing out, you definitely sound like you feel quite strongly about this. I am doing
Yeah.
the famous British thing of understating the obvious.
Yes.
And
No,
I
that
think
is
the
what we
woman
do.
figure is absolutely gorgeous. Does that make me a pedophile?
By their argument, yes. By any normal person's argument, no.
Did I say that?
You said that the people that are running the
Are you running?
LGBT
Are you running the LGBTQ freaking
you
groups?
said, by your own words, you said that you would include everyone into it because of these people that are running it. Me,
As long as you
I
support
think
it.
that.
Are you supporting it? Are you marching in gay pride?
Hell no, I barely leave my house.
I think there's a certain pedanticness here. I think to cover it, we will alter it to offending people. Let's be honest, unless you are considering yourself an offending person, Girardi, I don't think it's applies. So how about we just add the words offending people in to cover you? Happy?
Yeah, what
No,
it is?
silence.
MC is still a dick.
Yeah, what she's trying to prove, right, is that my biological prosthesis isn't as good as her cybernetic one. Okay, that's really what it is.
Mine is purple.
See,
I'm saying nothing. No, too easy.
It's freaking awesome.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see if Girardi fits in this story.
Mm-hmm.
Gun violence epidemic looms large over a Swedish election. The best years were still ahead for Susanna Yates and her 12-year-old daughter, Adriana.
Mm-hmm.
The two danced to music around the house, screamed together on roller coasters. Still ahead were more adult milestones like travel and love. Mother and daughter, huh?
Can't see anything dodgy there.
All right. I could see it on her face, When the rose is almost ready to open, said Ms. Yates. All right. Adding that she was excited for the vibrant young woman her daughter was becoming. Your daughter was 12.
I ain't even going to try and defend that.
Your
I'm
daughter
not
was
bothered.
frickin' 12. Okay. So far, we haven't even gotten to the meat of the story because it's gun violence.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That all changed one night in 2020 when Adriana went for a walk with her dog and got caught in the middle of a gang conflict outside a restaurant. I didn't know until I lost my daughter that there were different kinds of tears.
Okay.
Really. All right. Look, I'm sorry that you lost your daughter. But were you trying to raise a daughter, or were you trying to raise something else? With all due
It did
respect to
sound
this.
really sus.
All right.
Mm.
All right. As Swedish votes on Sunday in parliamentary election, gun crime looms large for a country more commonly associated with its high living standards, women's rights, and welcoming asylum policies. The gun issue, amid an energy crisis and soaring inflation, has helped spawn an exceptionally tight race, one entwined with deeper questions about Swedish identity, a diversifying country, and a failure to integrate immigrants, especially those who have arrived in Sweden during Europeans' migration crisis in 2015. In other words, really, you guys have an issue with migrants. Really?
Doesn't everybody?
Apparently not. Apparently not. These people were sitting up there getting raped. All right, and then go, well, we don't want to blame the immigrant community for raping us. All right, Sweden, you should be electing these women again and again and again. They had an all-women cabinet, an all-women, a women-dominated parliament. Show us the matriarchy. Get it done. Show us the world. Okay? Sorry. You want to put it out there. You want to talk about there is no patriarchy in Sweden. It was a matriarchy. Their process of elimination during all this was going on. Because I saw the story 2 years ago where they were like, well, we got to make sure that we plow the roads to women's houses. Do you remember that story?
Oh, God. I do.
Told you a dozen times, women are overly emotional. Haven't I?
No. Women over emotion. No,
Hey.
I am not
Hey.
going to let you say it. They are such calm and wonderful people. When have you ever heard about?
They overreact. Come on.
Yeah, duh.
They've always been like that till you hit them with electricity. Trust me. This is another reason why we were forced to get rid of tasers.
Yep.
I have been called a self-hating woman because I pick on women more than I pick on men because men are logical and women are emotional.
Guys are trained to not to take more control of their emotions for a reason. All right, which is when they become adults and they become teenagers and their muscles start to fill out, they can literally kill somebody in a fit of rage without even realizing it with their bare fists. All right, I'm not saying that a big bodybuilding woman couldn't do that, but the average guy could do that. It's critical that guys learn self-control because if you can't control yourself, you end up with situations where the woman spits on you and you basically hit her with a fist and put her on the ground. And that happened in America. Okay.
Yeah, it's awesome, that one.
Now, what are you supposed to say? You know, well, this guy's an abuser, domestic abuse. She spit on him. If you want to sit up there and say she's a strong, empowered woman, she initiated physical violence.
Yes.
If you're trying to play that game, and I'm not saying I am, but if you're trying to play that game where a woman can do everything and a man can do, well, she can pick herself up off the ground then, right?
Hello, Goku.
We have
hello there, you happy, lovable bastards, and Shirati.
Hello, Goku.
What makes you say that? Come on, what makes you say that?
How's it going, everyone?
How are you
Oh,
doing?
good, thanks.
I'm doing good, thank you. I figured I'd pop in and say hi since you guys were live, and I don't know, I guess I'm technically the co-host on this channel, so.
Oh, that thing, yeah.
You felt like
3 hosts on here, you prick. There's you, MC, and Jensen.
There is no MC.
That's right.
There
There's
will always
Nomads.
be an MC.
Nomad.
An MC sang a song about a fairy, rather killing it.
Yeah, I actually, to be fair, she's actually showing you a lot of respect there, dude. She's right.
Did the fairy get burned yet? No. in the story.
That's because the fairy isn't real.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to stop him trying.
Kind of like
Anyway.
the Scottish unicorn that we were talking about earlier.
Aww.
You know what? I'm not going to ask. I've learned my lesson to keep my mouth shut.
Oh,
Unicorns
Doku,
have-
you were part of that game, but you didn't hear his song? That's sad. That really is sad.
You know,
He posted
Doku.
it on YouTube too.
You know,
Before his
Doku's
channel got you.
Unicorns have a point.
Mm-hmm.
Unicorns
Really?
have a point. Really? Really?
If you keep
Really?
doing jokes like that, you can go horse. You know that, don't you?
No.
This is another story that I had that Sherardi also found amusing.
Mm-hmm.
Las Vegas reporter was working on another expose when the subject killed him first, authorities say. A man in surveillance footage has a duffel bag slung over his shoulder and a straw hat shielding his face as he saunters along a Las Vegas sidewalk. It's late last Friday morning, and he is heading west, toward the home of one of the city's most renowned investigative journalists, and probably the only one in the country. Okay? All right, hours later...
Stabbed to death.
Jezebel?
Hours later, the authorities responding to a 911 call found Jeff German, a veteran reporter who covered organized crime and political corruption for the Las Vegas Review-Journal, slumped lifeless outside his home. He had been stabbed to death. The police quickly zeroed in on one of two theories. Perhaps they thought it was a burglary gone wrong. I'm sorry, but journalists are not rolling in cash that I know of.
Nomad, one sec. Are you trying to suggest that Las Vegas may have something to do with, I don't know, organized crime? What are you saying? That the mafia are involved with Las Vegas? Is this what you're trying to suggest, sir?
Damn it, Jensen, you beat me to it. I was going to say, journalist that covers political corruption and organized crime in Las Vegas gets stabbed to death. Yep, must be a burglary.
Actually, the only thing... No. The only thing that's surprising about that is one thing. He was stabbed and not buried in bloody concrete. Come on.
He was stabbed to death. Must have been suicide.
Yeah, exactly.
You're killing it with the analysis.
Thank you.
Stabbed himself in the back of the head twice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
he was stabbed in his back
All right.
multiple times.
Did it have something to do with the maroon SUV spotted on surveillance, making multiple stops in the neighborhood soon before German was killed? Or had someone targeted the reporter for something that he had published? Or was about to publish? About them. Operating on the later assumptions, authorities began digging into Robert Tellis, a top public official in the region who lost a primary election in June, weeks after German published an expose detailing the hostile work environment during Tellis's time in the leadership at the Clark County Public Administrator's Office. And what was the hostile work environment? He was trying to bang one of his assistants, all right, and his assistant, he wasn't having any of it. Okay.
So he was a politician.
Yeah.
They found the politician's DNA under his fingernails.
I definitely want him. Definitely.
And Sith in the chat says TYT blamed it on Trump. So
Oh, they did. Not only TYT, they had a Las Vegas reporter ask him, well, this was a reporter that was killed. Do you blame Trump's rhetoric about reporters for this?
Oh,
See,
God.
they actually asked. She literally asked the sheriff's department that.
They asked the head of the sheriff's department, like, is this a result of Trump's inflammatory rhetoric against journalists? It's like, what? What does this have to do with Trump? What the hell, man? Get out of here. I know you guys are desperate for ratings,
You
but
have
damn.
a leftist Democrat, and this guy was a leftist Democrat, this Tellis, right?
Mm-hmm.
all right, committing a murder, and Trump's at fault. Trump gave him the go-ahead.
Matt Barkley in the chat says, clearly Trump stabbed that guy.
Yeah. He snuck up on him. Not only that, but I heard he gave him COVID just before he died as well.
He was
just to protect him.
and he was driven
We
there
should
by the
write that down.
and he was driven there in a big freaking vehicle with big MAGA things.
And monkeypox. Don't forget. Monkeypox. Yeah.
With those monkeypox infected hands of his, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it wasn't a maroon-colored SUV. It was a monkeypox color. It makes sense now.
Matt Barkley added, peaceful relocation to the afterlife.
I actually agree with that.
I don't think you
High speed, 9mm headache.
No, I'm sorry, but peaceful transitions don't include stabbings. Okay, I'm just
Mostly peaceful.
Mostly peaceful.
No, it was a peaceful relocation if there was a needle involved and there was anesthetic.
Actually, hold up.
There was a knife!
Nomad, did this happen in London? If it's in London, then it would be a perfectly normal cultural thing. Anywhere else, I thought you guys didn't use knives. You use guns.
Yeah.
Oh wait, whoever stabbed him, if they're not part of the appropriate ethnicity, then that's cultural appropriation. That is a travesty.
Anyway, the guy that is in office right now still holds office, is still getting paid by Las Vegas taxpayers, and is in prison for stabbing the journalist.
I'm just going to say it. Gasp. I'm shocked.
Definitely a burglary.
Surprise.
It's definitely a burglary gone wrong. Has nothing to do with political corruption whatsoever.
Unless the taxpayers remove him from office.
Well, the taxpayers...
Mostly
they don't know that they can do because they're morons nowadays.
They have an election in November. He's going to be removed automatically when that happens. That's why they're not doing anything. That's the point of going through the process when in 2 months he's going to be removed anyway.
Mm-hmm.
The question is how much damage can you do in that 2 months? That's the problem.
As long as you keep him in prison, probably none. The problem is it's a leftist area. I can see them letting this guy out on his own recognizance. I really can.
Yeah.
Jenson, they might take that as a challenge.
Normally...
That's probably the case.
Normally, if they were actually enforcing the law properly, he might figure out some creative things to do with a plastic fork and a teacup, but... all the people who would be privy to that knowledge are currently walking the streets.
He was let out the first time, and that's when they found his costume that he cut up. Then he got put back in.
They shouldn't have been let out to begin with. No, I love this one.
Wasn't he wearing a hazmat suit or some shit?
That's when they found his costume.
Yeah, I knew I rememred this story.
If he was in a hazmat suit, how did his DNA get on this guy's fingernails? He wasn't wearing a hazmat suit right, I can tell you that.
No, when he got out of jail is when he was wearing the hazmat suit, because they took his clothing for the jail or whatever that he was in.
Yeah, well, you're saying hazmat suit. Are you sure you're not talking about paper clothing? There is a tiny weeny difference.
Yes, it's one of those things that you wear to cover up your clothes, but it zips up.
Okay, he was wearing a body diaper.
Yes.
Anyway, 2 firearms were stolen in a burglary at L.A. mayoral candidate Karen Bass. Now, this woman is a U.S. Congresswoman. She's running for mayor right now of L.A. She has been one of the biggest advocates for getting rid of guns, and she had 2 of them stolen during a burglary, supposedly, all right, at her home. All right, now listen to this, folks. All right, she came home on Friday to find signs of a break-in, called police. The thief stole firearms that had been safely and securely stored, according to her, but left behind cash, electronics, and other valuables. Really?
Wait.
All right.
I have questions. I have a lot of questions.
Really?
Okay, supposedly, according to Bass's communication director, Sarah Leonard Sheehan, all right, the the guns belonged to the congresswoman and said that they were secured in a Brinks lockbox.
Bullshit.
These guys are taking time to break into a Brinks lockbox, but are just ignoring cash laying out.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Again, I
I agree
have
with Nil.
questions.
That sounds sus.
Also, you're a mayoral candidate and your house gets broken in. Really?
She's
I don't know, man.
she's
Something doesn't add up here.
She's a U.S. sitting congressman. She's a current sitting congressman in the U.S. House.
Oh,
And she had
that
her
makes
house
it even
breaking.
that makes it even more questionable, to say the least.
On 1 to 10, does she consider it safe walking around her neighborhood? I do feel safe. I would say a 10, because most people run around and grab guns in here and attack people's houses.
Yeah.
Burglaries are up 15% citywide this year compared to last year. Crime has emerged as a key issue in the mayoral race. Really? It's funny how you're not talking about the other major issue in the mayoral race for LA called the homeless. Okay? Just put it out there.
They'll probably find a way of blaming Trump, and you know that.
Of course they blame Trump for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. I just figured it out after some deducing. The lockbox was clearly electronically controlled, and this burglary took place during one of the power outages.
Bass
Oh.
is facing fresh questions about a $95,000 scholarship that USC granted her in 2021, which federal prosecutors declared critical to their investigation into alleged corruption within the school's social network program.
Corruption? Again, I'm just shocked that such a thing could ever happen.
Yeah.
Oh, no, whoa. Are you actually going to point out that? Go back to that again, mate. Sorry, just there was a bit. Damn it, he's gone. Oh well.
I'll bring it
Too
back.
late.
I can bring it back.
Okay.
Well, what is
Just that there was one last little paragraph that you didn't read out that looked like it was about to get really exciting.
what?
Go to the bottom.
Mhm.
Okay. All right.
For those who don't hear me.
Yes. Here we go. Basis campaign has attacked Caruso, a USC board member, for failing to keep women safe at the university. Reference to sexual abuse allegations against former campus gynecologist George Tyndall. Damn! When the gynecologist is getting busted, you're definitely going to the wrong school, people. Just saying, okay?
Well, she felt like she was abused. She went in for a checkup and he gave her one. And she didn't know he was going to do that to her.
Well, Nomad, didn't you know healthcare is racist and white supremacy?
Oh,
Possibly. And are you suggesting that the gynecologist may have touched her genitals? Well, I just can't see how that could be important.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. All right. Okay,
Can we say that his profession might be genital adjacent?
Oh, God.
Oh.
Now, Doku, this next story.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
There are no good prisons.
No.
No. It's something I've told memes from the very beginning.
Yeah.
This is a memes I told you so. The memes of destruction. This is an I told you so. All right. I know you didn't want to hear it, but I told you so. States will have slavery on the ballot this midterm election.
This is another one I gave you.
I had this one.
They're
I had this one
literally
long before you gave this to me.
They're closing prisons in my state
Ah.
because there are no prisoners to fill them. I'm like, quit letting them go.
Well, you got criminals. You got criminals that can fill them. I mean, you got one in your freaking state house.
Oh,
It's fair.
we've got more than one.
You got a whole parcel load. All right. In less than 60 days, voters in Alabama, Louisiana, Oregon, Tennessee, and Vermont will decide whether to abolish slavery. But it's not exactly what you may think. The initiative on the ballot is part of a larger criminal justice reform movement aimed at prison labor in an attempt to address the loophole in the 13th Amendment, which ended slavery and involuntary servitude when it was ratified in 1865. Advocates push to officially abolish slavery and involuntary servitude, as well as reshape the prison labor system. Longtime advocate and director Ava DuVernay, I'm trying to butcher that name, not intentionally, all right, explained that the loophole in her groundbreaking documentary 13th, okay, everybody knows the 13th Amendment of the Constitution says there shall be no slavery in the United States. Most people don't know that that is a lie. Right after it says there will be no slavery, there's a little clause, a little loophole. It says except, or the exception of except is if we think you're a criminal. Ding, 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 ding. I've tried to tell people this for a long time, that the 13th Amendment didn't actually abolish slavery. It abolished slavery for those who were enslaved, except for criminals. They can sentence you to life as a slave or
Just want
work.
to point out. Okay, no, but you want to point out. You do realise that if Dodge actually heard this, he would be absolutely wetting himself laughing that slavery was still legal in the US.
He'd be like, where can I buy my slave?
Oh,
You want to know the truth of the matter?
Oh,
we're not wrong.
I know. But then we'd get on to a whole nother different conversation, and somebody would say something about Sasquatch or Nazi penguins, and then we'd go off on a different tangent.
Penguins?
And yeah,
Wrong person to say that around.
Well, why didn't you just send all your criminals off to California?
They did, but they kept making films.
Sorry,
don't say that out loud. I'm sorry I said that out loud. That was unintentional.
you're a whore, Jensen.
What?
No, I'm not. I don't get paid.
You do too, and you know you do.
I mean, is California, you know, the European version of Australia at this point?
You know what? Why not?
No, actually, I disagree.
So I said that out loud as well.
No, guys, I think you're wrong there, and I'll tell you why. Australia isn't as full of toxic, dangerous creatures as California. Now,
This is true.
Okay, then.
This is true.
Yeah, actually.
No, but London is.
Oh.
This is true. No, I agree. She is right.
So
yeah.
We survived London every goddamn day.
Yeah,
That's how hard we are.
You guys have nothing to worry about because we still have San Francisco.
Yeah.
All right, I mean, so let's be frank here. All right, if you're starting to compare things here.
No, how about we go for a comparison for a really safe, interesting city to visit? Chicago.
Fuck you and the horse you rode in on, you Brit.
No, Shirati. If I went through Chicago on a horse, they'd have shot me, stolen the horse, and had the damn thing up on bricks within about 5 minutes. And
nah, they would have put it. They would have put it on a skewer, and then had it for dinner.
Which
before raping it.
Yeah,
if you want to know something, all right, I follow I watch a guy who plays a game, plays GTA 5, right? But he plays it when these people create boards for him and everything, right?
Yeah.
So in this, and he has people send him boards, right, that are just basically demonic, right, and have him try to go through them.
Right.
Okay. Well, the latest one he did, instead of giving him a vehicle to drive around him, they turned him into various different animals. Right?
Oh God.
One of the animals.
Was one of them a Nazi penguin?
No. He had no.
Bingo.
All right. No. One of them though was a rabbit, and during during his run through, where he was supposed to run through this area as a rabbit, he fell off and landed in the middle of the city, and it was immediately carjacked as a rabbit. That's what.
Wow.
Poor Bugs Bunny.
Damn.
All right, that's how bad our society has gotten for California and what's going on. As a rabbit, as a bunny rabbit, he was stopped and mugged.
It
What's
doesn't
up, Doug?
surprise me.
No, that's the problem. I agree with that. It doesn't surprise.
To be fair, there's so much poop on the streets of San Francisco that it's bleeding over into the Bay Area and causing algae to increase,
We don't.
which is killing the fish.
I almost
Yes.
feel my. Go on.
Yes, you heard me correctly. There is so much shit on the streets of San Francisco that it's washing into the ocean, causing algae to overpopulate and kill the fish.
Oh,
Which is actually kind of funny. If they had even half a brain cell, they should actually spread it outside the city and turn the desert into fertile land.
Which explains
Just
why
saying.
Nancy Pelosi was having her paramour sit up there and buy up all sorts of technical companies for chip manufacturing, because the canning business that she owns, that her husband owns, I guess is on the way down, so to speak.
Oh,
Yeah,
Nancy
just
Pelosi's
maybe.
such a fucking moron.
All right, let's go on to another story.
hmm
Off around the world. We haven't even really been talking about America all that much today, to be honest. Live, Russia abandons key fronts in the Kharkov region amid rapid Ukrainian advance. Remember, this is a rapid Ukrainian advance.
Run away!
4:43, Putin warns Macron at an attack at a nuclear reactor plant could be catastrophic. Vladimir Putin on Sunday warned his French counterpart of the potential catastrophic consequences of what he said were Ukrainian attacks in the nuclear power plant in Russian-controlled areas of the Ukraine. During a telephone conference with Emmanuel Macron, Putin drew attention to regular Ukrainian attacks on the facilities, including the radioactive waste storage facility, which is fraught with catastrophic consequences. All right. Now,
Awesome.
Moscow abandoned its main bastion in the northeastern Ukraine on Saturday as in a sudden collapse of a key front after the Ukrainian forces made a rapid advance. All right, the last reactor at Europe's largest nuclear plant has been shut down and will be transferred to a cold state. Ukraine's atomic power operator said Sunday, adding that it was the safest state for the reactor. Off. Really, having the reactor off is a safe state for it. Never would have guessed.
In all fairness, it's generally not going to go boom if you have it
Mhm.
off. I say
Yeah.
generally. I'm not claiming it can't.
Well, if you built it right, it wouldn't go boom anyway.
Also fair.
All right.
Mhm.
Now, so they talk about a rapid advance here. Really? All right, let's talk about what they're talking about. We're talking about this area right here. The Russians had more or less already abandoned those areas to begin with.
Yeah.
All right. And if you remember correctly, when the Russians came in, they did all this advancement here in less than a week.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't see this as a rapid withdrawal. I see this as a staged withdrawal. All right, for what's going on here. Don't get me wrong. The Ukrainians are fighting and fighting well, but they're not making any headway down here with all their forces and everything. It says conducted 23 airstrikes. All right, during the day. All right, one Ka-52 helicopter and 2 drones and 1 missile were shot down. That sounds like the Russians are the ones who are freaking kicking their ass. All right, and they just shoot one down near here and there. All right. The thing is this area here. This area here is what they intended to control. This area here and this area here. These are the main things. How much of this they're trying to keep, I don't know. Okay, but this was the Russians' primary goal for this operation to begin with. Okay, for those who don't know, this area here is a UN-sanctioned Russian control zone between Moldavia and Ukraine. All right.
Okay.
Mhm.
So that's why you see it here in kind of red. All right, but nothing.
Yeah.
The Moldavians were very nervous that the Russians were going to sit up there and just walk all through here and then finish their sweep down, right? Because they thought they were going
Over
to try
this
and take over
war.
right? So it's still there's still a lot of fighting. There's still a lot of battling going on, right? The Ukrainians are doing well, right? From the standpoint of they're holding on, but then again, what are they holding on to? Unless they're able to take back these other regions, all right, I don't see it. And I guarantee you the Russians aren't going to allow for it, because now what's happening is the Russians are falling back onto their supply lines, all right? It's now going to become more and more difficult for the Ukrainians to actually move about, all right? How serious is Russia to do this? Russia right now is in a wait state. For those who don't know, Russia has ordered conscription, all right?
Yep.
To boost up its forces. Now, even though the conscription has been ordered, that doesn't mean that the very next day you now take all those conscripts and you immediately send them to war. No, you have to train them first. Okay?
Yep.
You gotta plus them up. Now the Ukrainians have already done this. All right? So there's gonna be a Russian counteroffensive probably within the next, well, probably not for about 3 months. But in about 3 months' time, you are going to see a Russian counteroffensive. What's going to happen during that counteroffensive? I don't know. Right.
I should point out that the thing going around talking about this, they're saying that the troops that the Russians are going to be sending are going to be barely trained, if at all. You're pretty much scooping people up, handing them a rifle, and throwing them at the enemy at that point, is what they're suggesting. Now, whether that's just the West prevaricating, which is what I'm so strongly suspect, or they're actually telling the truth, I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know Ukraine or Russia well enough, to say the least.
Well, I mean, from the Russians' point of view, okay, they're fighting a civil war against the Ukrainians, which is a breakaway province. That's what they're looking at it as, right? The Ukrainians, which of course speak a unique language. It's not Russian. Okay, they have a cultural heritage. It's a lot different. That's where all this is taking place. Now, the region down below here, right, and back to the thing. This region here, this is the Crimea. Right now, the Crimea, right, even though it's located here, this is ethnically Russian. Okay, This peninsula is ethnically Russian. Don't believe me? Ask the British, because they try to invade through here. Okay, people don't realize this. All right, this area here has a lot of Russians as well. Okay, now the areas in between, well, you're trying to secure lines of control. That's what this is. That's why this area was taken. Okay. How much they're going to be able to move, how much the Ukrainians are going to move to be able to take this stuff back, I don't know. Right. They're never probably going to be able to allow. They're probably never going to be allowed to have Mariupol back. Okay. In which case, what they're going to probably do is try to plus up Odessa. But Odessa, if they try to plus up Odessa too much, the Russians will react. The Russians haven't sent a lot of things in here that they could. Okay. Now, part of it is because, quite frankly, Russia's corrupt. Okay. A lot of the problems that the Russians have are due to corruption. Right. We all know this. The thing to remember though is, so are the Ukrainians. Okay.
I was just about to say, and Ukraine's not.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah.
Just understand that. Okay. On to the next story. Japan! Yes, Japan to remove entry cap in not so distant future, officials say. Don't you love these announcements? Sometime in the future, we're going to do something.
That's so
How about you tell us?
Vague at all.
How about you tell us, like, on a date or something? No, it's in the future. It's not so distant.
Are you going to release another anime? Are you going to assassinate another prime minister? Are you going to show me a nuclear reactor that actually works?
They have nuclear reactors that work, not when they're freaking underwater.
Maybe they're going to do it in the past. You just don't know.
All right, anyway, Japan has reviewed its
I'm just being silly, yeah.
Japan has reviewed its border control policy to keep daily entries below 50,000 people, all right, and will remove it in the not so distant 50,000 people daily? You guys have 50,000. You have limited. Now, I realize it's an island, so they can do this, right? But you've limited the number of people coming into the country to 50,000 a day. We got 50,000 illegal aliens crossing the border every day.
Yeah.
All right. In our ports of entry, we have millions of people that cross the border back and forth to Mexico and Canada every single day.
Yep.
And they dropped it to 50,000 people incoming into Japan a day. You got to give them credit.
Okay.
That's pretty damn impressive.
Okay, I'm going to put it this way, all right? They're saying only 50,000 a day, but you look at pretty much any picture of like Tokyo or any of the major Japanese cities. Try and find a white person. Try and find a black person. In fact, try and find anyone who isn't Oriental. So their 50,000 is, I'm not saying it's not true, but I reckon a good 47,000 of it is from one of the various Oriental countries.
I will say this, too. This is something else that's very Asian, right?
Mm-hmm.
When they go on a trip, they seem to go on a trip thinking they're never coming back. So they take everything. Okay? You don't see them walking in with like a backpack, a small little backpack, and that's all they have. They've got three suitcases, all sorts of stuff.
No, I can actually tell
They're
you
worse
why.
than British hoarders.
I can tell you why. They remember the samurai days where the peasants, if they weren't carrying everything with them, they'd lose everything when their house was burnt down or something.
Well,
That's actually possibly it. I'm not joking there.
No, I believe you. I just find it amusing because it's something that I noticed when I was constantly on the road. If you saw an Asian family getting ready to go somewhere, they had everything. Right? They had every freaking thing. It wasn't just their overhead. It was like it's like you didn't want to get behind the Asian person in line when you're trying to get your ticket because they had 6 bags and they were big freaking suitcases too, right?
Oh yeah.
So, that's fine. Of course, if you're traveling to the United States from Japan or from Hong Kong or one of these other areas, I can see you're not coming for just a day trip. Let's be honest.
No.
Okay, you're going to be here for quite a while, all right? And so I can understand going back and forth like that. But it's a joke, folks. Just take it as a joke.
And the average American would never, ever, ever be able to lift those.
Probably. In fact, it's amazing. Go ahead.
Meanwhile, the 4'11", 60-pound Asian could go, "Hey, I'll lift this one-handed."
Yeah. The problem is they try to put it in the overheads and they can't actually reach it because they're just not tall enough. Okay, that's a separate issue.
I will remind you, Shirati, the Japanese, they're quite strong, but you look at Spanish grandmothers. They carry small villages on their head and just walk around and not give a shit, okay? It's quite terrifying, these people.
They beat the hell out of their kids and grandkids with just about anything, including pots and pans.
So what you're saying is that these poor Spanish people might be being attacked by things like, I don't know, shoes.
No, I'm saying...
Where do I see that?
It's better than being attacked by a pedophile.
Fair point, sir. Fair point.
Child 1, you stand on child 2 and put bucket in bin. Otherwise, I smack you with shoe.
You put shit in right place.
At least shoes have soul.
You put it where it goes.
Basically, identify as Japanese man with shoe. You put bag and bin.
Even their husbands get the shit beat out of them.
You jump higher
until they get home. Okay, women understand the rule. I can beat him in public, but at home it goes the other way.
Oh yeah.
Shoe on the foot now.
That's
Shoot another foot now, woman.
Mm-hmm.
where her relatives
Why
can't see
don't you
what's
come
going to
in?
happen.
No thanks.
Exactly. So anyway,
Come visit. I dare you.
enough
Go
about
on.
the cultural appropriation / racism that we are trying to exhibit
Wait.
on.
Is this why they leave the shoes at the door?
Yeah. Now you
No,
understand.
that's because the women don't want to fuck up the floors. Neither do the men.
Their floors are made
There's
of
a
Those
snail
things
trail
are
joke there that I'm not
hard to
gonna make.
repair.
because they're all made of wood. All right.
And
Look,
whatever the fuck that mesh
Lacquer.
shit is.
Oh, true. Yeah. So.
it's still made. Okay, it's made of plant material. Guess what happens? Guess what happens when there's a fire?
The rice paper and the bamboo
burns.
screen go boom.
More like
It burns.
okay. During World War II, we actually killed a bunch of freaking bats by placing incendiaries on them and dumping them over Tokyo to create fires all night long. All right, as one of our operations, 50,000 bats were released over the top of Tokyo with incendiaries.
He's not
Oh
wrong.
yeah, the bat bomb thing. Yeah, I remember reading about that.
Question for you: did you hear about back during World War II? The Russians were actually teaching dogs to charge towards tanks with explosives on them so they could detonate them.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, don't say it. Have you guys heard about that?
Yes.
Okay. Doku?
Yeah, I have actually.
Fine, fuck you then. You're bloody no, screw you lot.
You can
Cool,
go on
bloody
with this.
something.
We'll let
Funny
you go on
enough,
with
we
this
actually
story.
we got the bat bomb idea from the Japanese actually because they wanted to burn down the Pacific Northwest, and we found them and decided to turn it against them.
But tell them how that operation went, Jenson.
It didn't work.
The
didn't
bat
work at
one
all.
did. The one.
Well,
that
against the
dropped over
Japanese it worked,
Yeah.
but the Pacific Northwest, nah.
No, it means the one with the dogs.
Yes.
So, do you mean the fact that they were trained so well to target these tanks that they were guaranteed to run up to ignore everything so as the user could detonate? Is that the bit you're talking about,
Yep.
Nomad?
Yep.
Should I mention the fact that the Russians were using Russian tanks? And the dogs were really, really good at running at the target tanks as they explode. Can't see this going badly anywhere, can you guys?
Mission successful.
Exactly.
Well, in truth, a lot of the Russian tanks in the early part of the war, the Germans captured a lot of Russian tanks and were using them. All right.
Wow.
And during the desert campaign, right, they had also captured a lot of Churchills and Matildas, along with Shermans, and they were using them in battle. Okay, so I mean, the Germans used what they could. You gotta, they were not. They were not ability to go, hey, I need a tank. Okay, well, here's one. All right, okay, get it in, guys. It's paint the swastika on the side. We'll be good to go.
Nomad, the term you're looking for is scabby bastard. Exactly what they were.
So, yeah.
How does scabby mean?
Scavenger.
Yeah. Now, the problem with trying to do that to the German tanks is when they broke, right? Trying to find a part that would fix it. Okay. So we captured a lot of tanks, and we would have done this. The reality is, we'd have done the same thing, except when the parts broke on a German tank, there's no easy fix. All right.
So just checking. So what you're saying is Vorsprung Dork Technic. That's the reason we couldn't actually.
I have no idea what
that's
that term
right.
means.
It's an English joke. I knew TC should get the joke.
Yes,
It's basically about BMW, and let's be fair. It's not like BMW weren't in some way connected with tanks. Cough cough engines. Cough cough.
Yeah, so was a lot of their other ones. What was it?
Fair.
Porsche.
That was
Porsches
connection to.
Were the whole support system for the tanks were initially for like the Tigers. The first Tiger tanks, the Porsche designed their suspension system, which was revolutionary and broke all the time. Right?
Well,
And
that
it
is
still
revolutionary.
does. It still does to this day.
Well, it would do, but they've only got about 200 that work.
And Jenson, it wasn't BMW, it was Audi.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Apologies there.
No
Anyway,
worries.
on to the next story.
Yep.
This is from China. They think they're going to shame the United States. I love this. U.S. bias revealed in redefinition of U.S. bias revealed in redefinition of accountability over killing of Al Jazeera journalist, an opinion piece from the editors of Xinhua. Right? They don't tell you which editor. Probably because, well, if you get known as an editor, you probably don't have long to live. All right, anyway, the U.S. authorities moved to redefine accountability over the killing of Al Jazeera journalist, exposes U.S.'s bias and failure to keep its own values, an opinion piece published in the Al Jazeera English language news channels has said. Back in May, when Shireen Abu Aqilah, an American citizen, was fatally shot while covering conflicts in the West Bank, the U.S. State Department was quick to condemn the killing and urged that those responsible, should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Months later, U.S. officials redefined the meaning of accountability in the case after Israel said this week that it's highly possible that one of its soldiers pulled the trigger, noted Ali Harb, author of the article published Wednesday. By calling on Israel to review its policies to mitigate civilian harm, the Biden administration effectively dropped its earlier demand for properly holding the perpetrators accountable, said Harb, a U.S.-based writer. That's because she was caught. It was found out that she was freaking in bed with Hamas. And that she was working as a Hamas terrorist in their propaganda division. So yeah, Israel putting a bullet in her head going, well, that was an American. We're not going to defend that. What a surprise. You want to be a terrorist, you want to work for terrorists, you want to be part of their propaganda arm, and somebody puts a bullet in your head? Most Americans are going to go, this one will. I can tell you that right now. You want to be an anti-American. I don't care if you say that you're a citizen of America. You want to be an anti-American and take up arms against America and its allies. If you get shot in that process, I'm not going to cry for you because you're not actually an American. You can claim you have American citizenship because we haven't revoked it yet. Okay, that's the only problem. So we don't revoke citizenship fast enough on these idiots.
Shame. If she was a resident of Chicago, she'd probably still be alive.
That's a play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
What were you saying, TC, about your little jihadi?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she renounced her UK citizenship the moment she joined freaking ISIS. It's the same thing here. And I agree with you.
For a second, I thought you were talking about Megan.
Yeah.
Oh, no. If she went and joined ISIS, we would support it and we would give her a flight over.
Exactly.
Has anyone got a Sam nearby? I'm sure I bought one. What?
But no, I agree, MC. You don't revoke citizenship fast enough. What the hell are you doing?
We have an incompetent buffoon as the president.
Oh, that's right. Yes, of course. Yes. Yeah, I keep forgetting him. Yeah.
He's not incompetent. He's dead. He's burned. He's burned. All right, they're just rolling him out there as a puppet, or he's an animatronic freaking caricature.
There's more life in the Muppets than him.
Oh, there's a horrific image for it. Imagine you look up at those the two dudes in the balcony, and one of them's biting.
Yes. Oh God!
Oh,
no.
They've already propped him up that way.
And the other one's Bernie.
You've seen those dark glasses they forcing him to wear now. All right, it should be pretty obvious.
You made me remember those goddamn stupid Weekend at Bernie's movies. Those are terrible.
No, hold up. My suggestion about turning one of those old dudes into Biden. Now imagine if the other one was Trump. That would be a new version.
Yes.
That would be Muppets 3.0.
Yes.
Oh no, you just gave me a wonderful idea.
Wouldn't it,
Uh-huh.
though, man?
I can't do this, but if anybody listening or happens to run
Uh,
across this, please do it.
Uh-huh. Mm.
Mod
See?
Five Nights at Freddy's and make every single animatronic Biden, please.
Oh God.
TC, TC, I leave this to you because you're the
Oh
best.
God. Oh God. Here we go. Okay, I'll do my best.
It will be hilarious, and you know it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't work for you.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
There's two things that are still going through your court system that have been going through your court system for close to it's getting on toward a decade now, right?
Mm-hmm.
The first thing is Shamina Begum, right? You guys, I mean, she's still going through her court system where they're basically going to say you're not coming, just accept the loss. She's never going to accept the loss because she's living in hell. All right, a hell she wanted to create, but hey,
Exactly.
all right,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
but she wants out. We don't know why. Okay. The other thing is at some point in time, sooner or later, you're gonna figure out what to do with Julian Assange. I don't know when. All right. I don't know when you're supposedly actually going to extradite this guy. You've only had him in custody for how long?
Years upon years upon years.
He's in solitary confinement for breaking what law right now?
I don't even know what he's actually prosecuted for anymore. It's got to that point that you just go,
it's not
he
British
done
law.
something.
It's not British law.
Broke the law.
Yeah, he went against Clinton's. Oh, did I say it out loud? Sorry.
Oh,
no,
Okay,
actually,
so
no,
they're
no.
saving him from the Clintons, or are they keeping him from the United States?
They're keeping him from the Clintons. That way, they don't get to vampirism and turn him into some poor victim of Hillary.
Oh,
And
they're
let's be
trying
fair.
to stop him from being Epstein.
Yes.
No, I don't think that's it. Let's be honest.
Oh, so they're not going to be sending him any pizza or hot dog anytime soon.
No.
Well, he's
maybe
not getting the conjugal visits that he was getting when he was in the Ecuadorian embassy. I can tell you that, where he fathered
No,
multiple children. Okay, just to let you know.
Nomad. If he got conjugal visits in our one, that's just because Big Bernie at the end of the block has gone in to visit him, and you know it. You don't want conjugal visits, okay? I know for you guys it'd be Bubba, all right?
All right. Now, I have been very succinct about my disdain for frickin' Assange, right?
Yes.
I think I've been very clear that I don't consider Snowden and I don't consider Assange as heroes because they're not. With all that said,
boy.
what's been happening?
I hear you like leakage.
All right. With all that said, all right. However, what's happening to Assange and what's been happening to Assange for the past 3 years is absolutely insane. All right, and it shows you the fecklessness of the entire judicial process within the West.
Yes.
Okay, and that's a problem. Okay, now if you were going to ship him over, you should have shipped him over years ago.
Well, let's be fair. We say we're going to ship him over. He throws an appeal. The appeal is cancelled. Oi, Hewitt, get on the boat.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
you should get one appeal. Did you fail? Yes. Oh well, you're staying. Now we're handing you over.
Appeal again. What is it? The fifth appeal now or sixth appeal? That's going to your Supreme Court eventually.
Pretty much.
I mean,
like I said,
it's ridiculous.
stop at one. Okay, seriously, stop at one.
All right. So this stuff has gotten out of control. I mean, it has literally gotten out of control. All right, you ready for the final story of the day?
Oh, most definitely.
Doku, you ready for the final? This is your neck of the woods, dude.
Oh.
This is
this is TC's world. Come on, this is TC's world.
It
might be TC's world, but
this is TC invading my realm.
That's exactly what this is. Squirrel knocks out power to 10,000 customers in Virginia.
Yay!
Jesus
Yay!
Christ. Was this squirrel on meth too?
Ninja squirrel.
Yay!
Damn little bitey rodents.
Actually, all right, guys, you know something with this story? There is a manga waiting to be written right there.
Utility
And you know it.
Utility officials in Virginia are said that 10,000 customers, including at least 2 schools, all right, were without power for over an hour when a squirrel came into contact with a substation, all right, or substation equipment. Dominion Energy spokesman Bonita Billingsley Har. Wow, that's a mouthful. All right, said in a Twitter post that the outage began around 8:45 a.m. Wednesday when a squirrel entered the substation in Virginia Beach. The squirrel got between a circuit breaker and a transformer, causing a power surge, all right, that made the transformer fail. The surge caused 10,000 customers
Dead
to lose
squirrel
power.
dead.
No,
It
no.
doesn't say
No.
the
Actually, you're
squirrel
wrong,
died.
Shorty. Never has it said that the squirrel was even harmed so far. Just, just saying.
At no point does this story say that the squirrel didn't get off scot-free.
No. He flew away with his cape because he's now Super Squirrel.
Absolutely. I mean, this is the kind of story we do. This is the kind of thing we do when we're only mildly annoyed. You want to see us when we get really pissed off.
So basically,
We'll be back. Don't you worry.
This is what happens.
I'm
when
seeing that Rick
when-
and Morty episode.
This is what happens when you don't revoke TC's freaking visa soon enough.
That squirrel is fat as hell.
And that squirrel looks like he's just been told the ultimate thing. And it's like, oh my
No,
god!
Yeah, no.
He's like, TC really did it. I can't believe the bastard did it. He even
They
got
killed me. No.
He
No, wait a
doesn't
second,
have any
this is-
fucking teeth.
This is Dominion Power, right? That's what they said?
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
Dominion
yeah,
Energy.
Yeah, Dominion.
Mhm. Yeah.
It got between a circuit breaker and a transformer. Who the hell forgot to fucking lock the fucking casing that goes over the circuit breaker and the transformer? Dominion, this is on you guys.
No, it's just really, really dedicated to getting in there. That's what I think.
Yeah, no, we've got really sharp teeth, man. Come on.
No, like, I mean, yes, but on a serious note, like, no, we're talking about transformers and circuit breakers that would be like the size of, I mean,
Size of a
they'd be the
squirrel.
size of roughly, the size of like a suitcase at the smallest. These things are contained in large, like they're the big metal boxes you see on the top of like office buildings, and rooftops, or on data centers. That shit's supposed to stay locked. Someone didn't close that shit. Dominion done fucked up.
So how did you actually create the power surge? TC? How exactly did you create the power surge?
It broke the circuit breaker. That's what it did.
Yeah.
Okay, but how does breaking a circuit breaker cause more power?
That's a good
Yeah,
question.
Because normally it's supposed to stop a circuit whenever it actually goes down because you have higher amperage going through it. So if the circuit breaker's not functioning properly, you're just surging all the power through the
but when
transformer
a
and it
circuit
burns the whole
breaker
thing out.
trips, when a circuit breaker trips, it cuts power anyway.
Oh, and that's the thing. It probably should have tripped already. The fact is the fucking squirrel broke it, so something happened and it surged.
Yeah, something surged, and we broke the circuit breaker, so therefore it fired the power. Yeah.
It's Ninja Squirrel.
It's probably on a circuit where it's like a double throw, double connect switch. It's supposed to break one of the circuits and it didn't.
Yeah.
So the transformer gets burned out, and then all of a sudden you nuke the entire fucking power grid.
Okay, there you go, Doku. There is your anime to write. A isekai squirrel that's actually out there, super powerful, super strong, with super special powers because he was electrocuted.
Oh, I was a squirrel that nuked the power grid and then got reincarnated as a lightning god.
Yes. As the electricity poured through his body, he found he could control himself. See what I mean? It literally writes itself. You got a story waiting for you here, man.
So you're just redoing I'm a Spider, so what?
Shut up.
Mystery.
I am following the way the Japanese do a lot of their anime. Thank you very much.
Mystery eggs found in loggerhead turtle nests in North Carolina. A researcher in North Carolina said that they are trying to determine the purpose of a mystery egg, all right, found in several loggerhead nests. Cape Hatteras National Seashore Park Service said in an Instagram post that researchers found numerous so-called spacer eggs among the normal eggs in several loggerhead turtle nests along the North Carolina coast.
It's Cthulhu.
So,
It's good.
no, one grows one size of turtle, the other one grows another size. Where's your problem? They're picking on because of their size. Oh, I get it. Okay. They're not affirming these poor little turtles. Disgusting.
So they might prevent sand from falling into the nest cavity. They also may satisfy a predator that would otherwise eat viable eggs. Yeah, going for the little egg is something that a predator is going to do.
Well, if the predator's a penguin.
If you want to know about the predators of the sea lion jumps in a boat to escape killer whales. This is a smart one.
No, that's not the story. The real story is when it's actually a killer whale jumps into the boat to escape.
A pair of boaters off British Columbia, coast, received a shock when their small vessel was nearly capsized by a sea lion fleeing the killer whales. This is something desperate for its life. you gotta give the sea lion credit.
Yeah.
They said they cut the engine when they spotted the trio of killer whales near their boat. You're an idiot. Well, look, killer whales. Let's go investigate. You're a moron. Okay.
Okay, Alden, is it me or am I just seeing velociraptors in my head for no logical reason? Okay.
I'm just trying to understand, why would you cut your engine when you spot killer whales? Especially when you're in a dinghy like this. All right, this is here. Let's see what could go wrong here. Yeah, I wonder. Nothing to see.
The engine in the fucking ocean with something with teeth that big.
The pair said that they soon heard a banging at the bottom of the boat, followed by the appearance of a sea lion at the side of their craft. The sea lion then attempted to jump onto the boat. It tipped the boat over to the point that we had to hang on to the gunnels and water started pouring into the boat. I was just hoping that we weren't going to be totally tipped over. Really? You're a moron
your
for
own damn fault.
Don't stop! You know and you know what the killer whales are? The killer whales are going back. Look at this dumbass. Oh, let's drive the sea lion there. This ought to be good. You know, they're out there taking selfies. Right?
Let's be honest. No, dude, let's be honest, okay? The killer whales out there. Now it's time to get vengeance for Free Willy. Laugh at this, will you, bitch? Splash!
So we'll launch the 800-pound sea lion at him.
Yes.
Jenson, check your DMs.
I did. Awesome, dude. Awesome.
Why do people think that these animals are something to be, to go out there and bop on the nose and kind of play catch with and look to put it. These are wild animals, and the orcas don't eat humans because they learned a long time ago. If you kill one, more show up with pointy sticks. Okay, that's what makes orcas different than many of the dolphins. They have another story. They got friendly with the humans to the point where they go, "Oh, you're swimming in the ocean, raping targets." Okay.
Not wrong.
So that's how the Little Mermaid started.
Oh my god! Let's not even ruin that film.
Oh no, they have.
It's already ruined.
Gerard, we can hear in the background on your thing, just letting you know.
Well, first off, they already ruined the Little Mermaid, and second off, I'm just making it kinkier.
The Little Mermaid. All right. First of all, the Little Mermaid. Well, you're gonna tell me there wasn't a porno made of the Little Mermaid like 2 days after they released the freaking movie?
Yeah.
I mean, let's be
Rule 34.
Let's be honest.
Guys, Gerard can't be here to answer. I actually want to ask you guys a question because let's be blunt. What is sexy about a mermaid? I'm going to put it bluntly. You're missing out on the good bit. Okay? That's the fish at the bottom. And you're having what fun again?
I'm gonna kill you, you British prick.
I mean,
What?
I I can't speak for everyone, and this is not my personal preference, so I'm just taking a shot in the dark here, trying to piece together the question that was so thoughtfully proposed by Jensen. Maybe the smell is nostalgic?
Oh my god.
Oh,
Jesus.
good shot,
Oh.
sir. Good shot.
Oh dear God. Okay.
You notice how Shirazi wants to kill me, but not Doku. Okay? Just saying.
Or
Right?
me. Or me.
No, I've wanted to kill Doku since I met him. Especially since I had to see that fireball picture.
I love you too, Sharadi.
Feel the love, people. Feel the love.
The romance is effervescent, isn't it? Oh, Jesus Christ.
And people,
All right.
there's one common thread to this whole thing, and it's called Sharadi. Just let you know.
Hold it. Are you suggesting that Shirati's a mermaid? She can't do that. She'll get electrocuted, and you know it.
It's just part of it. It's just part of the other attachments she has.
Ah.
The mermaids lay eggs.
No, actually, they do live, which is funny. I know, live birth. And as I've said to you, Shirati, I give you full permission. If you can actually get me 4,000 miles away, I win.
She's back.
Yeah,
That didn't last long.
no, guys, come on. She has to go and change your battery, and you know it.
No, my
What is
headset
that?
decided to fuck up.
Okay.
Was that her phone's battery or her?
Well, she had to plug in somewhere. Either way. Good guy.
Don't say.
He's not wrong, though.
Get out of life alive.
Well, I believe that is the final story. Is that correct, sir?
That is correct.
In that case,
the final story to end all stories.
Just so you know, apparently Hillary Clinton's got something to say about the Mar-a-Lago raid.
Okay, hands up. Who gives a shit? Oh look, really, not many hands.
No one.
Saying, all right?
No.
I just wanted you all to know that she
no. Actually,
has
thank
some
you.
information.
Yeah, no, thank you. Seriously, I'm just saying. Let's be honest. The people that listen to this are not exactly going to listen to anything she says, except to take the piss out of it. Okay.
The only thing they want to listen to from Hillary Clinton is the screams as they torture her to death. Let's be honest.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right.
No,
I will leave you with a, I will leave you with a conundrum.
Go on then.
You might see Dutch stories of mermaids, but you'll never see a Japanese mermaid, and I would only ask you why.
Sushi.
'Cause they're eating them, you fuckwit.
Yeah.
Fuck are you whale? Fuck are you dolphin?
Because anything that comes out of the ocean is food to the Japanese.
That's true.
She's not.
Including.
She's
Oh,
not
wait
wrong.
a second.
She's got a point. Yeah, like a harpoon.
So, does that mean? Oh wow, sea urchins just took on a whole new meaning.
Huh.
This is fair. Well, is there anybody here that has anything that they would like to say as a final comment?
See you later, bye.
In the stream. In the stream.
Close it. Kill it now! Don't let it live! Kill it!
I'm a screw and I will end this stream if he kills me.
In that case, ladies, gentlemen, and whatever else you want to call yourself, we'll see you all next time. We hope you had fun. Bye-bye, everybody.
Reverse mermaid.
Bye.